Welcome to The Explainer, everyone. Man, am I thrilled you're here today. We're taking a fascinating look at the laugh you're trying to stop, but just can't, and decoding what's actually happening inside your brain. We've all experienced those incredibly awkward moments where our biology completely betrays us, right? Well, today, we're going to destigmatize this incredibly common, yet, sometimes super embarrassing human experience by looking directly at the science behind it.
Okay, picture this scenario. Imagine you're sitting in a condolence meeting. Everyone around you is incredibly serious and the room is dead quiet. And suddenly, seemingly out of absolutely nowhere, you feel a laugh building up inside you. You try everything you can to hold it back, right? You clench your jaw, you stare at the floor. But the harder you try to stop it, the more it desperately wants to burst out. It is universally agonizing. But hey, if this has ever happened to you, trust me on this, you are definitely not alone. Listen, before we go literally any further, we have got to clear up one major myth right off the bat. Laughing at the wrong moment does not mean you're a bad person. It doesn't mean you don't understand the seriousness of a situation, and it absolutely doesn't mean you don't care about someone else's pain. I really want to validate that for you right now. This is not a personality flaw or a sign of insensitivity. It is purely 100% scientific. It's really just your brain's stress response system doing something highly specific.
So let's look at Section 1, the biological whodunit. What is really going on here?
Okay, let's dive into this. To understand this, we need to look at how our brain constantly, moment to moment, decides which emotion is appropriate to express. Most of the time, this happens so quickly and so seamlessly, you never even notice it's occurring. But in certain highly charged situations, your brain actually receives two completely conflicting signals at the exact same time. It creates this massive internal collision. Signal 1 is your logical assessment of the room. It's saying, hey, this is heavy, be careful, act appropriately. But right alongside it is signal 2. That's your emotional state, and it is screaming, I'm overwhelmed, I need to release this tension somehow. When these two opposing signals crash into each other, a massive internal pressure builds up inside the brain. And here's the thing. Every single person on Earth releases that pressure differently. Some people go completely silent. Others start fidgeting or maybe pacing around. But for some people, their brain's chosen release valve is laughter. As this quote perfectly summarizes, it's really just an overloaded nervous system looking for an exit, which means, crucially, that laugh isn't coming from a place of joy or humor at all. It is pure neurological exhaust. Moving right along to Section 2, the mental trap. Let's look at why trying to stop actually makes it worse. So if we consciously know it's the absolute worst moment to laugh, why can't we just force ourselves to stop? Why does trying to suppress it only seem to agitate it? Well, to understand this, let's do a quick experiment together. I dare you, for the next 10 seconds, do not think about a blue elephant. Seriously, don't picture its trunk, do not think about the color blue. Okay, what happened? Almost everyone's mind jumps straight to that exact image, right? The brain fixates on whatever it is actively monitoring. And this exact same sneaky mental trap happens with laughter. Let's walk through this loop. Step 1, you tell your brain, do not laugh. Step 2, your brain doesn't actually suppress the laughter. Instead, it starts running a background check every single second, asking, am I about to laugh right now? And step 3, because it's constantly checking for laughter, it becomes hyper-aware of it. It literally fixates on it. The harder you force it down, the more you turn up the volume on the very thing you're trying to hide, and the whole system just backfires completely.
Which brings us to Section 3, the antidote. 3 ways to regain control.
The good news is you aren't doomed to suffer through this forever. Because this problem lives in an automatic brain system, it can be managed. We can actually regain control here. The source material lays out 3 incredibly effective, practical techniques to build a toolkit for emotional regulation. We're talking about naming the emotion, shifting your attention to the physical body, and finally, stepping outside yourself. Let's break these down one by one. Now, what's really interesting about this is the concept of affect labeling. When laughter shows up at the absolute wrong time, there's almost always a hidden emotion underneath it. The moment you simply pause and put a name to that true emotion, whether it's fear, awkwardness, or stress, your brain instantly shifts out of its automatic reaction mode and into a conscious awareness mode. And science shows that as awareness increases, the intensity of the emotion naturally starts to drop. See, the problem is most people go straight to suppressing the automatic shortcut, the laughter, and they never actually identify the hidden emotion underneath it all. Are you feeling nervous, awkward, maybe embarrassed, or just under immense pressure? If we just suppress the laugh without acknowledging the awkwardness or nervousness underneath, the brain is going to keep right on using laughter as its default shortcut to relieve that pressure. You have to treat the root cause, not the symptom.
Okay, but what if maiming the emotion isn't enough on its own? Then we move to the second technique, breaking the focus loop. Remember, a brain locked on, don't laugh, just strengthens the laugh signal. We must give the brain a completely new present moment task to literally drain its spare processing resources.
And we do that through grounding tasks. Seriously, next time you feel the urge to laugh inappropriately, try one of these. Actively feel the pressure of your feet pressing against the floor. Or gently press your fingers together and really, truly notice that physical sensation. Or just quietly count your breaths. 1, 2, 3. It sounds like a tiny trick, but it is highly effective. It physically strips the brain of the attention and resources it needs to maintain that agonizing laughter loop. You are actively redirecting your energy.
The third, and honestly maybe the most powerful technique, is self-distancing. And this brilliantly illustrates the difference perspective makes. In a tense situation, we are usually trapped in the first-person view. If I laugh right now, what are people going to think of me? You're watching yourself, which just amplifies the panic. Instead, shift to the third person. Imagine standing in the corner of the room, just observing the situation. Ask yourself, if I were watching this from a distance, how would it look? Research shows that when we step out of the spotlight and view ourselves in the third person, our emotional intensity noticeably drops. Sometimes the absolute best way to fight an emotion is just to step back and observe it.
So, as we wrap up our explainer today, the biggest takeaway I want you to remember is this. Please don't judge yourself. The laughter isn't the real problem. The real issue is just that your brain is temporarily misreading the moment. Fighting the urge blindly, that's going to fail. But using these 3 techniques, affect labeling, grounding your attention, and self-distancing, will absolutely bring that automatic reaction back under your control.
I really hope this deep dive gave you the tools you need for the next time your brain decides to play tricks on you in a dead, quiet room. We absolutely love pulling apart these everyday mysteries with you, so I'll leave you with this question to ponder. Which uncontrollable emotion should we decode and control